All right, so a couple of other things. One is right now, I can go in here and I can edit this. All right, so I can change that to a yes if I wanted. I think I should. Um, and so I want to turn that off. I don't want that to work. And if the other thing I can do is I can go back in here and I can edit this question so that I get the response I want. So will I get an A in, just change that to will I get an A in Clifford's class? I just changed it. So whenever the user puts the cursor in this box, I want to wipe out what's here, and I don't want uh, the user to be able to edit that box. Um, So that's a pretty straightforward thing. Actually, I'll cancel that because I already did it. So this is done uh, in the HTML. All right. So how do I prevent the user from being able add to add text to a text box? It's with this. I can force that text box to be a read only. Um, And so inside the second text box set of parameters. So here's the second text box. It's my answer. It's a text box. It's got 80 characters. And I'm also going to add this read only. Notice that it's all lowercase, all one word. And I'm going to set that to true. By doing that, the user cannot get in there and do anything with that. If I were to it'll look weird, but uh, if I didn't have that, now and refresh. Now it knows that there's now I can go in there, and if I click on something, um, and there's the thing I could say in the future is not cloudy. I don't want to do that. So by doing this, by adding that read only as a parameter of that text box, I'm preventing that from. I can still edit it through HTML, so code can go in there, but I can't. The user can't go in there and make any changes to it. All right, so by turning that off, now there's this, and it comes back no. I can't change that to yes. I can select it, but I can't do anything with it. The other thing I want to do is this on the first text box. I want to prevent the user from editing the question while the previous answer was there. So if you start to type in that first text box, we're going to wipe out that previous question. That's called on focus in. All right, so there's on focus out. There's different ways of what element has focus. Where is the mouse? What's been selected? What I want to do is when that method, I'm sorry, when that property gets selected. All right, so I click on that box. I want to call a new method, a new function rather, that has not been written called reset. So right now I can click in here and nothing's going to happen. There is no reset function in my list. All right, so here is this is the extent of my code. So I now want to do my function reset. And I think it's always a good idea to just do a real simple alert hello, something, so that I know that this thing is going to work. Save, refresh, and when I click in here, up, I got the hello. All right, so I know that when this text box gets focus, then that alert's going to come in. All right, that looks great. It's tempting to refer to my answer, but this is a local variable. I don't have access to my answer after that close curly brace. So I need to acquire that, and I'm going to use it by getting the document.get element by ID. So this is how I'm going to be able to access that element. And and so I want to set the value of my answer to nothing. So dot value equals, and what's nothing? It's just open and close. Pretty simple. All right. I'm going to assign the value, the contents of my text box to nothing. That's going to wipe out whatever was there. Right. I think that's been saved. Back over here and refresh. Now I just click this, it should say up, answer a question before it. Now if I click back in this box, that please ask a question first is going to go away. I type in an answer, a question, and click the button. Very doubtful, I can't change this. And when I click back up here, that the previous answer is going to just disappear. And I think that's it. Oh, sound. The other thing I need to do is you're going to choose one of these responses that you want to play a given sound. So you're going to need to acquire the sound clip, whatever that might happen to be, trombone, slide, fanfare, yay, celebration, spooky noise, whatever. You're going to want to save that to your sound folder. All right. And you're also going to need to do this. All right. So, we did this your in your uh, in your slideshow. All right. We created an audio object. It too had an ID. One thing that we didn't do is we didn't point it to we didn't give it an SRC. My analogy for this, guys, this is like a turntable, all right, a record player. And I'm going to identify what it is. Again, that's going to allow us to get access to it in the JavaScript. In the slideshow, we were changing sounds depending on which question we were going to ask. And in this case, I'm only going to be playing one. All right. So if, and I'll choose what it is, maybe without a doubt. So if without a doubt gets, is the one that is called, then I want to play the applause sound. So I'm going to point the SRC exactly where that clip is. All right. So it's inside my sounds folder and it's called applause. So there's my sounds, and inside this, there's the applause. All right. So that's the clip that I want to play. There's all the other ones from, from my my slideshow. So I'm going to already point it there. Some people are choosing to have different sounds, and that's fine. You can do that. But before you play that sound, you've got to change the record. So this guy here, this is just the turntable. It's just the record player. This is the record that I want to play. All right, so I'm going to play my applause guy there. So in addition to all of this, so this is where I'm going to be outputting this thing. I'm going to come up and I need to find out what is rand. So if I want this to be without a doubt, and now I do need to count. I believe this is the 11th element, so it's indexed at number 10. This is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I thought it came up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It is number 11. Good. I can count. So this is the 11th element, but because this first one starts at 0, this is actually the index is number 10. So if where do I want to put this if? I want to do it right before or after I display my answer. So I don't want to make this a separate if down here. Otherwise, it could come back and could applause if the user is not asked a question. So if I'm going to display one of the random answers, now I also want to do a test to see, is that number 10? All right, so I'm going to do an if statement inside of my else. If rand double equals 10, right? That's the 11th element in the array, right? Whichever one you happen to choose, so whatever it is, and figure out, start at 0 and count to the correct one. If that is true, I want to do, what do I want to do? I want to have this guy play, right? The record is already queued, right? It's already pointing to applause. So I'm going to grab this so that I don't have to type, paste it in. It's not answer, it's player. All right, player is not the text box. Player is the ID for this audio object that I've got. And it's all queued up. If you take a look at your slideshow, how do you turn the sound on? You play it. So I could test this by clicking again and again and again and again, and I have a 1 in 11 chance of getting it right. I'm going to cheat. I'm going to say rand equals 11 here, not 11, 10. And so we'll do this thing, and I just want to make sure, so it should be 11. I'll make sure that I have something written in that question box. So it's going to skip that. It's going to go to this else. It's going to display the 10th element, number 10, from this list without a doubt. And then it's going to do a test. Hey, does rand equal 10? That's going to be true. So it's going to turn that record player on, and we should hear applause. That's a good thing to do. So save and refresh. Got to put some text in here. Click. And there you go. So it worked. So now that happened, I'm going to take that out, save it, and refresh. Put some jumbo in there. And keep clicking. And eventually, there you go. All right. Hopefully that makes sense. If you have any questions, let me know.